What's up guys, it's Robert, you're watching GentStyle. On today's video, we are talking about dress shirt fit, the do's and don'ts, and how to look good in a dress shirt. Let's get into it. Okay, so first off, I want to start the video by stating the number one mistake that I see guys make, and that is that they wear the dress shirt too tight. It's super simple. You gotta make sure that you have enough room to breathe in the shirt. I cut all of my clothing a little bit fuller for my personal preferences, but if you like a slim fit, you could still do that and still have it tapered to your body, but with some fabric in there for your comfort. The biggest thing is your arms. You gotta have room in your arms. You don't want those too tight because it's just not gonna be comfortable and it's just not gonna look the greatest. Now that I've talked about that, let's get into some of the actual details of the fit. So the first thing you want to focus on, make sure that you can stick at least 2 fingers in the neck. You got to have a little bit of room there. You don't want this too tight where it's stopping you from being able to talk or breathe. Well, you really want to avoid wearing your dress shirt collar too tight. Also, your cuffs on the sleeves, you should be able to fit a watch inside of the cuff on your sleeve. You got to leave enough room there. You don't want that to be skin tight. Now, I know some guys that like to wear their dress shirt sleeves a little bit shorter, and I don't recommend you do that because when you let your arms up while you're driving or whatever, you want to make sure that they stay in the same place and that they don't move. If you do wear your dress shirt sleeve too short, your sleeve is going to literally ride up your wrist when you wear it, and that's something that I don't think is comfortable and I don't think it looks good as well. A general rule of thumb, I want my sleeve length at the corner of where my hand or wrist kind of meets, and I like to have a little bit of excess fabric up at the top part of my wrist so that there's a little bit of room so that when I do lift my arms, there's no pulling anywhere. With the bicep of your sleeves, you want to make sure that you leave a little bit of fabric. I would say probably a couple of inches just so you feel comfortable and you have enough room to move and flex. That's super important. You don't want all this pulling in your elbow when you wear your dress shirt. Now let's talk about the chest of the shirt. You want to make sure that there's no pulling. Everything's got to lay flat, so there's got to be enough fabric left in there for it to feel comfortable and look good and drape perfectly. It's got to drape flat. If it's pulling anywhere, if it's like really stretching like this, then it's a bad look and you don't want to wear that shirt. Same thing goes for the back. You don't want it skin tight. You want to have a little bit of room, but you don't want to have too much excess bagginess in the back of your shirt. Now, me personally, I leave a little bit of room back there because I kind of like the way it looks when you're wearing a high-waisted trouser and the shirt is draping off a little bit. I just think it looks kind of cool, and it's a very classic way to wear a shirt, and so that's what I strive for with my wardrobe. Most guys, they like to have the back darted. That's a great way to prevent excess poofiness in the back of your dress shirt. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is going to be the length of the actual shirt. You want to make sure that your sleeve falls somewhere in your upper thigh area so that it's long enough to stay tucked inside of your pants throughout the whole day. Another tip that I have is if you're a guy that absolutely hates to have to readjust their shirt, you can wear shirt tail garters. I did a video on this a long time ago, so if that's something that you think would be a good solution for that issue, that is also something that I recommend you do. But for me, I just make sure that my dress shirt is long enough, and then I pull my pants up over my dress shirt to make sure that they're not going anywhere. So those are just a few tips for how your dress shirt should fit. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope this was helpful. If you thought this was a helpful video, send it to a friend. Give this video a like, also subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And thank you for watching.